Hi everybody. Today is super impromptu. You can tell because I'm wearing my kimono and I really only wear it when I'm getting ready or when I'm just lazing around the house. It was given to me as a bridesmaid's gift from a friend who got married I guess it was last month, and I doubt she'll see this. I am very open with my friends and family about ASMR. I don't necessarily feel that there's anything to be ashamed of. I know some people who do ASMR have very legit reasons for keeping it quiet and personal, but all of my friends and family do know what I do, and they're all very supportive, even if they don't completely understand. So in case my very dear friend is watching, thank you so much. I get so much use out of this kimono, and the very first time I wore it was for on the wedding day when I was doing her makeup, which was really special. It's one thing to do your own makeup every day, but to get to do the makeup of someone who is truly and stunningly beautiful, like my friend is a wonderful experience. I told her it was like putting makeup on a doll, because she's just one of the most, mind-blowingly pretty people you'll meet. She is gorgeous beyond calculation, and that I don't even think she realizes it. So, anyway, so I'm wearing my kimono because I was just playing some new makeup, and it made me realize it might be fun to share a few of my favorite makeup products with you that are really affordable. So I'm going to show you 4 products. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Items that you can get at the grocery store, and they're all relatively new, and so I know that sometimes I've shown some of my makeup, and my collection is very eclectic, and it's a combination of higher end. Once in a while I will splurge for certain products, but I love finding those drugstore products, those really affordable products that really perform, so that anyone can afford them and enjoy them and get the results they want. So I'm gonna show those to you, and even if you're not particularly interested in makeup, I hear from gentlemen viewers often that learning about makeup through these kinds of videos has scored them a lot of points with their girlfriends. I can tell you that many girls, especially the ones who really do enjoy makeup, and if you don't enjoy makeup, all the power to you. I think it's wonderful either way, but if you do have a girlfriend or someone special, or even a sister or a mother who likes to wear makeup, or even if you're a guy who likes to wear makeup. I think it's always worth learning just a little bit, because then it can help with giving gifts, and you can kind of, you know, surprise her maybe with some of your knowledge, and I think that's exciting. So anyway, this won't be very long, just casual. And I do have some more, I hate to gender it, but I will say I have some videos that aren't makeup related coming up very soon for all of you. So now this first item I want to show you is something I believe I've shown you before, and it is the Pond's Luminous Finish BB Cream. And BB cream is basically, it stands for, it's an initialism for beauty balm. When I first heard people talk about it, I thought they were saying beauty balm, which sounded really, really strange and dangerous. But it's not a balm, it's a balm. Balm. Like Steve Ballmer. And this is the Pond's BB Plus Luminous Finish. And this is in light or claro. And its cap is missing. Yes, it is. Missing cap. But what I love about this particular BB cream is mostly that it's perfect for my skin. My skin is so light, and it is very difficult to find a match. And I think the same thing happens with women who have quite dark skin, or if their skin is has olive tones. They're just, unfortunately, I believe that there are as many skin colors as there are people walking around on this earth, and so it's difficult, it's difficult to find one that works for you. But this Pond Luminous Finish BB, and they call it a BB Plus, it has what they call tone perfecting complex, which is really just rhetoric, but it's just marketing. But what it means really is that you put it on, and it really will even out the tone of your skin. And I actually have some of the more expensive BB creams out there. A personal favorite is the Dr. Jart Plus. They make wonderful BB cream, but the color is still a little bit dark for me, even their light color. So this is the one I find that works for me, and I never ever would have gone to Pond's for cosmetics. Pond's seems like something, maybe your grandmother would have used or something. They talk about Pond's cold cream on Mad Men. But this product not only leaves a really light but good coverage on your skin, but it also creates a nice layer of SPF, and so it helps protect and nourish your skin each day. And even when it's cloudy or overcast out, I've said this before, but the issue of skin cancer is very near and dear to my heart. And so it's important to always have some SPF on your face. And even if you're not, even if you're not too worried about burning, your skin ages most easily through sun exposure. So if you want to keep your skin young and radiant, something with SPF built right into it is perfect. It's the way to go. And this one, it doesn't add any stickiness. It doesn't add any viscosity. It doesn't add any patchiness to it. It goes on so nice. And most of all, it also acts as a primer. I still tend to use primers anyway because I guess I'm neurotic. But if you wanted, let's say you just wanted to run to the grocery store or, run out for a quick bite, this is like your one-stop shop. And a lot of BB creams are like that. But the big difference with Pond's is that I honestly have seen repair and improvement in my skin overall after using this. And it lasts a good long time. And I just don't think it's very pricey. I think maybe, I don't know, $12, $13. And so it's a great product. And it leaves your skin so luminous. It brings so much light into your face and moisturizes unlike any BB cream I know, even the more expensive kinds. So highly, highly recommend Pond's. I think, like I said, I think it usually comes with a gold kind of cap. Like I said, that cap has been lost. Maybe it was eaten by my Roomba or something like that. I got a Roomba recently. I call it Goomba, the Roomba. But I digress. So this is a total recommendation, and I think that it comes in a lot of totes. So if you use it, I'd love to hear your impressions of it too. In the same vein, there is the BB cream was sort of the craze last year and the year before for foundation, for face makeup. And now, of course, there's always got to be something new, right? That's how the world keeps turning. And so the next big thing is here, Samsung would say. And this particular product is called Magic Nude Liquid Powder. It says Bare Skin Perfecting Makeup, and it has broad spectrum SPF 18. The Pond's, I believe, has SPF 15. Not a huge difference. It kind of feels like a marketing move, like, oh, you've got 15, we've got 18. However, I've just tried this product for the first time today, and it's kind of why I wanted to make this video. There are a number of similar formulas now. I believe they're called liquid foundation, usually what they'll be called. And the liquid foundations are not like the old school full coverage makeup creams. This is ultra light, feather light, and I had heard about it. I really like a beauty blog called The Beauty Department. They have such lovely photography, and some nice ideas, and just a really positive kind of outlook on beauty. And the beauty department was talking about these new kinds of foundations that are so lightweight, and yet they still give a fair amount of coverage. Now, if you don't know much about makeup, foundations that you put on your face, on your skin, they come in a range of coverage. So the coverage might be very, very light and sometimes called sheer. And a BB cream would be pretty close to what you would call a sheer coverage. Very, 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 very light. And then from there you have products with more coverage, typically called medium coverage, and then there's full coverage. On top of that, there are powders that come in different densities. So there's pressed powders, loose powders, and sort of the density with which they're packed and pigmented will provide a different level of coverage. What I like about lighter coverage products is that they're more buildable, so that you can really build them up where you need them, without sort of covering your face, because like I said before, my measurements for if I'm wearing too much foundation of any kind is if I stop being able to see my freckles. This one right here under my eye is probably always the easiest to see on camera. And I like to know that, I grew up really disliking my freckles. My friend, one of my very best friends, who's still my best friend, we used to try all kinds of, tricks and remedies to try to get rid of our freckles. I think we tried to put like lemon juice on them, all kinds of things, because we didn't want them. But now, now they're part of who I am. Well, they always have been. So, I hope you accept those things about yourselves too, because that's what makes us all, unique. I would much rather look at somebody uniquely beautiful than, the same old sort of generic beauty. So, in any case, this is L'Oreal's Magic Nude, and I think the high-end version, I'm never sure if I'm saying it right, but I think it's by Dr. Perricone. Dr. Perricone, maybe Perricone. I'm not quite sure, but let's just say it's Dr. Perricone. And I was sort of keen to try that out. I think it's about $50 for a relatively small amount. And then I went to Nordstrom, which I love. I love Nordstrom because their customer service is top rate. And I got some samples by a higher end of this kind. And I tried a number of the higher end versions of the liquid, and they were all great. They were great, but the colors were all just a little bit too dark for me still. Even the lightest of the light. Lightest of the light. And so, anyway, so today I was out doing some errands. And I decided, let's give this one a try. This is as far as I know, the only drugstore version of this kind of very, very, very light formulation. And this one says transforms from liquid to powder for the perfect bare skin finish. Application, shake well. And you might be able to hear it. Can you hear that? I'll do it to the other ear too, because I love that. I'm probably wiggling the camera. I hope you can hear that. Anyway, so you can tell if you know anything about makeup, that will sound very liquid to you, very liquid, almost like water. And so you kind of pop it open, and again, mine is 310, lightest ivory, lightest ivory. We sort of have a joke in my home about one time when I was in Thailand. I was at a temple, and there were lots of people around, and there was a man. He was a monk, and it was outside this temple, and he had a microphone, I guess, and you could hear him chanting throughout the entire place. And if you've been to Thailand or to anywhere where there are big temples, sometimes there will be people sort of broadcasting prayers and commentary and welcome. And we were walking, and all of a sudden, I guess we had walked by this guy, and all of a sudden he had broken out into song, and everyone who fluently speaks Thai who was with me started just cracking up and laughing hysterically. And I said, "What?" And I realized people were staring at me, and they said, "He's suddenly singing a song called The Whitest Flower, and he's talking about you, he's describing you." So the whole time we were at this temple, this guy was singing the song The Whitest Flower, and that people should look out for me. And so it was very, very embarrassing and funny, super funny. So anyway, we have a joke now where people call me the whitest flower, which is ridiculous. But it's a funny memory. Anyway, but being the whitest flower, which I'm not, I'm sure there are far more fair ladies out there. But again, this is the lightest they make, the 310, and this is L'Oreal. I don't have a lot of their products, and you can I don't know how much you can kind of see into it, but I put just a dab on my finger, and you can see, like, that is crazy sheer, right? So I'll kind of rub it onto my hand for you, and I always so you can hear. It really doesn't need that much padding, I just did. But you'll be able to see, you can't even, sorry, it's hard to get the right angle, I think, but you can't even see it. But it's what I'm wearing now, and I'm wearing almost no concealer. I used a little bit of powder on top of it under my eyes, and maybe a little bit of powder here and on the bridge of my nose where I tend to get red. And it's amazing. I'm amazed by it. The coverage is so even. It's like magic. It just absorbs into your skin, and yet, so I mean, it's hard to get, I guess, close enough for you to really see, but I look at myself in the mirror, and it really doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation, and that's the best possible thing. So whether you decide to go for one of the higher ends, I think, I'm trying to remember which ones I tried. I think maybe Dior has one. Who else? There were a couple others that I tried as samples, but to me this one does the job just the same. So it's gonna be one of those items where I say, like, don't bother splurging, because I think you will be really happy if you try this. If you do try it, let me know. Maybe the other shades aren't as good, and maybe it's just that I've lucked out. This is sort of the perfect shade for me. But I'm loving it. No buyer's remorse. And again, so I'm putting this on my top list of drugstore choices, and so please do tell me if you try it out. This one, I think I talked in one video about my quest for a certain product called Promise by Yamaska. Still don't know how to say it. But this is a wonderful dupe for that. Before I showed you a Marc Jacobs dupe for it, and I'm in love with the Marc Jacobs one. But I have to say, this is Maybelline's Dream Bouncy blush, and it's a cream blush formulation. And what I love about cream blush is it is perfect for the apples of your cheeks, which I've talked about before. Big cheeky smile. And the apples of your cheeks are here and here. And so for me, since the looks I usually go for, the way I dress, even the way I think I act, I usually try to go for something sort of more youthful than something really sultry, just because I think that's closer to my personality. And so I think one of the things that cream blush is so good for is doing that on the apples of your cheeks, because it will really, really, really stay in place. Now you do have to work fairly quickly to make sure it gets blended, whereas with powder, you can definitely, let's say if you want to, carve out a really, really, really nice bone structure like this, and look kind of, you know, everybody sometimes feels in that mood where they want to feel sort of sultry and desirable. And so I think that look can kind of be more editorial and a little bit more grown up to kind of pull up, sweep up and under, so you kind of get that effect, you know. I'm not trying to make duck face, I'm just trying to, you know, kind of that like bone structure. Anyway, but if you're looking for something that's gonna look like a real flush on your face, and it's gonna sort of bring your face up, and I like to keep the concentration toward my eyes, then I definitely recommend not only just cream blush, but this specific, and I'll show it to you up close. It's the Maybelline Dream Bouncy, and it's kind of cool. I'm trying to, you know, I think I accidentally took the backing off of it. You can see there used to be a sticker there. So that's too bad, because I'm not sure I can tell you exactly what the color is. But if you do go to the store, there really aren't that many colors. And this one has a little bit of lavender violet kind of tones to it, so it shouldn't be that hard to figure out. However, one thing I love about it, it looks quite deformed, doesn't it? It actually has this actually like bouncy texture, which is so cool. And I got just a tiny bit, on my finger, and so I always just apply it like, you know, like here, and then rub it out. And you can still build, but you do need to kind of commit right where you want it, because it really, really, really wants to stay in place, which for a blush is great. You don't want it wandering all over your face, making you look too red. Nobody wants to look super red. Maybe someone does, but I don't. And so yeah, I find that this is probably the closest dupe I know of. Oh, and if you don't know, if you don't know what dupe means, in the makeup community we talk about dupes for other products, and you know, that could kind of pass as the same product. So this is nice. It's a nice alternative, again, to the Yameska, which I think is discontinued or sold out, but either way it's quite pricey as well. And I will say the Marc Jacobs blush I have is at least 2 or maybe 3 times the price of the Dream Bouncy. So that could be informative, and I find myself using this all the time, especially because the formula adds a little bit of natural highlight. That's a great byproduct of using cream blushers, is that they bring that lit from within look to your face. In makeup artistry, sometimes you'll hear makeup artists say, bring it to life, or bring it back to life. And that is a result of what happens when you've kind of put too much, maybe there's too much powder, maybe there's too much matte, maybe there's not enough contour. And so this is one of those wonderful products that I feel is a great multitasker, and you can do any look you want. Finish it off with the Dream Bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. and then it will bring your look back to life. You can see this a little bit. I've used it today, and see all that light? So it's really nice. And again, this one's, I think it's fairly inexpensive, and you get quite a bit, and it's fun to use. It's just fun to press down on, because it is like, it's bouncy. It's like really, truly bouncy. So I think anytime you sort of feel like you're a kid, like finger painting or something, when you're doing your makeup, if you're having a good time, it's gonna come out well. I really, really believe that. It's like anything you do. I think most of the time, if it's a good time for you, it'll show. So, the very last drugstore rave I have, I should have brought the other one in because I have two now. Is this. I have I realize I've represented a lot of different drugstore brands here today too, so cheers to that. This is Revlon. And again, Revlon isn't necessarily a company that I go to a lot. I'm not sure that I quite ever think of them as being super, super youthful. However, that's probably my own perception, and this has completely changed my mind. This is the Revlon Color Stay Moisture Stain. I'll let you see that. And to be perfectly honest, I am not wild about the packaging. I think it's a little ugly. But the great thing about the packaging is it stands out. So if you go to the makeup aisle and you see Revlon, you should be able to find this in a jiff. Not in a jiff, like a, like a mean, like in a jiffy. And so I have sort of this, finding the right stain has always been my white whale, or my holy grail. I really have always wanted to find a stain I love. And the reasons for that are, a stain, if you don't know very much about them, stains are stains. That's pretty self-explanatory, yes. And what they do is they actually stain your lip, and so a good stain will last you all day long. Not all day long, as long as you don't eat or drink or smile or talk or go outside. They will last all day long, a good stain. And I've tried lots of stains and lots of other items that claim to be long-lasting, like Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics makes a very, very popular line of what they call lip tars. And they do last, but my issue is always that my lips eventually get quite dry from any kind of stain or any kind of tar or similar formulation. Starts to, I feel, look really built up on my lips. And I will say that as much as some women can look amazing in a really bright, really strong, really almost sort of pin-up bright lip, I like to have functional lip products. And so, if I want to talk, if I want to have a sip of something to drink, if I want to have a cookie, Who doesn't want to have a cookie? I want to give someone a little kiss on the cheek, you know. Then I want my lips to stay colorful, and I don't want them to look dried out. I think nobody likes the look of dry lips. Nobody. And if you do love dry lips, please comment, because I've never met anyone who does, and I love to hear about it, honestly. But so, and third, again, I get a lot of great ideas from the makeup addiction subreddit on Reddit, and so there was a wonderful girl who swatched a bunch of these Revlon Color Stay moisture stains, and swatching just means that they usually, like on your arm or something, you'll take each color and sort of put a strip of it and then hold up that arm so that people can kind of see, you know, what each color looks like, how it's really pigmented, what the sheen level is, what the shine is, that kind of thing. And so she had done these really wonderful swatches for the Revlon Color Stays, and I was like, okay, I need to go. I need to find this. So the next time I was out grocery shopping, I did. And I actually got, this isn't the first one I got. The first one I got is called, what's it called? I think it's called like LA, oh, I don't remember. It's something about Los Angeles, I believe. Los Angeles. LA, something. You can look it up. And it's quite bright. It's a kind of a quite bright pink. And I like it a lot. But you probably noticed I tend to stay toward a more neutral lip color, because like I said, I do like to draw attention up to my eyes. This has just always been my preference. And so sometimes if you have a really bright lip, it might compete, you know, with your eyes, and so I try to play it cool. Anyway, so, but I love the other one, and I may have already worn it in a video, I bet I have, but you'll see both of them probably a lot in my videos. But the one I'm wearing right now is called London Posh, and London Posh seems more like me than whatever the Los Angeles one was. I have very good friends in Los Angeles, but I don't think I could ever, you know, I don't know, it seems like a lot of pressure some of them are under in Los Angeles, and I am maybe a little laid back, so I don't know if I'd survive. I think you have to be really, I think you have to be indomitable and thick-skinned and charismatic and energetic to live in LA. But London Posh, that sounds kind of nice, doesn't it? And it's probably reading redder or almost more coral than it is, but you can really kind of see on the bottom there that it's closer to a neutral pink, and I love neutral pinks. The thing is, I actually really love pink lipstick. I love pink lipstick, but if it's too pink, it can look a bit juvenile, and so and if it's too neutral, it's kind of like what's the point? So this is exactly the right color. I'm so happy about it. And the difference between this lip stain and any lip stain I've tried, and again this goes high and low end and in between, is that, I'll let you pull it out. There we go. Is that you can kind of see, it always looks a little yucky on the applicator, but you can see that there's a bit of a sheen to it. I'll try putting a little on. It's kind of hard without. I'm just going to put a little on the bottom lip so you can get a sense. But do you see all the sheen in it? It's very moist. I know some people don't like that word. It's very hydrated. And you get this really lovely shine that I don't think is over the top, but it's perfect for day, it's perfect for night, and it lasts all day long. I've tested this. So, and the last thing, apart from I really like the formula, I like the selection of colors. A lot of stains only come in just a couple colors, and those colors tend to be very warm, very reddish, and very, very bright. So I like that there's a little diversity in the color line here. But I especially like, if you can see the applicator there, that it's actually very nicely angled and it's bent forward. So I like to recognize how much design goes into every little thing that we use. And so you can really use this to define your Cupid's bow. I don't really know if I can do it now. I'm just kind of guessing there-ish. And like maybe there. Always kind of in the filter. But yeah, it's designed just perfectly, so you can really get all the way to the corners, up into the Cupid's bow, all the way down and around. And with stain, it's so important to get that really, really, really defined line that you want, because you really only have a few seconds grace period before it really starts to set in, because it's a stain. And so even though I'm not in love with the packaging aesthetically, I am in love with the applicator. I am in love with the thought of the design that goes into it. There are so many things that are designed really, 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 really cleverly that I think we don't even notice sometimes. And so it's just very clear to me that someone at Revlon had their thinking cap on and really, really, really understood how women use makeup. And I always want to applaud that and appreciate it. So again, my top four, or just happens to be four that I was thinking of. The four items that I love from drugstores are the Pond's BB Luminous Finish BB Plus, which is this little, I always love the kind of scratchy. I love the scratchy. So this is it, so you can see it. Pond's Luminous Finish BB Plus. Again, this one is in light. But there are lots of different shades. This one is in light. But they come in all different colors. And I will say, if you're shopping for like a girlfriend or a friend, BB creams are a great way to go because since the coverage is so sheer, there aren't as many colors to choose from. So it's usually easier to kind of select light, medium, dark. It's a little easier with the BB. So, okay, Luminous Finish BB Plus. I also showed you the L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder. Again, I'm using the 310 Light Ivory, and this is just a wonderful, wonderful way to make sure you have SPF on your face. But I mean, I can't even feel it. I feel like I'm on an infomercial right now because I'm so impressed with this product. And I just always love to share with people when there's something really affordable, instead of, you know, saying you have to spend $50 to get the good stuff. In this case, I believe that's totally untrue. I think this is great. And if you've tried liquid formulas, I'd love to hear. I also talked about the Dream Bouncy Blush by Maybelline, which comes in this adorable little like shell pack. It's almost like a dome, and almost like a big coin or something like that. And I think this is a fairly universally flattering color. I think that for if you do have like sort of reddish or pinkish undertones, I think it's good to use almost pink or purpley tones, because they tend to be, these colors are a little bit cooler, and so they won't necessarily bring out the redness in your face. They can kind of cool it off. Now, if you have a lady who has darker olive or really beautiful ebony skin, then I would say colors like coral, colors that even have orange and warmer tones, can look just so striking. And I know they make some of those in the Dream Bouncy Blush as well. So, and finally, what I was just showing you is the Revlon, and this is the Color Stay Moisture Stain. I have it in 2 colors now, but to be honest, I'll probably get a few more eventually. But I think that this one, which is London Posh, is especially nice for girls with lighter skin who don't love to have a super bright look. And if you have darker skin, I think that it will actually stand out and look extremely sophisticated on you. So I think this is a universally flattering shade. But there are some other ones that are just brilliant, and there's a whole range. And so if you do try this out, let me know what you think too. I hope you'll love it. And feel free to even like put up pictures on Imager or something like that in the comments, because I love to see how you all do your makeup and hair. And if you're a man, or like I said, some guys wear makeup, no problem with that. But if you're a guy if you want to kind of make something nice for a girl, and maybe flowers feel a little bit old, you could try making her a little gift basket of some of these products, because really altogether, these are not super expensive. Or even just bring one home for her. I think that that's always kind of a sweet and unexpected surprise. And like I talked about my jewelry video, if you bring home some makeup, just as a like, oh, I was thinking of you when I got you, I thought you might like to try this, or I heard this is great. I'm guessing you'll score some pretty big points, because it shows that you're thinking about what might look beautiful on the one you love. And so, now, if the person you love does not like wearing makeup, you should never force it on them, because if anything, it's just a personal choice. And to be honest, I was taught in the very beginning, I was talking about my best friend who got married and how lucky I was to do her makeup. But the truth is that she never wears makeup usually, and there's no way of improving on how she looks. Makeup might, for her, it might be fun, it might be different, but I think for most women out there, beauty doesn't come from makeup. Makeup is just something you can do to feel like you're taking time for yourself, like you're doing something for yourself, like you're expressing yourself. And I hope that when you do put on makeup, if you do, that every time you do it, you think, I love my lips, or I love my skin, or I love this mole, or I love the color of my hair, or I love the arch of my eyebrow. And so I'm gonna put makeup on to draw attention to it, see so the whole world can see my favorite part of me. And I hope that's how you feel when you put on makeup, if you do put it on. Try to figure out what you love most about yourself, which is the hardest of hard things to do. I think I've expressed before that my father and I have the same eyes, and so when I see my eyes, and I look in a mirror and see them, I see a little bit of my dad. And oh, that's so cheesy. But I do. I see my dad in my eyes, and I feel so lucky that he gave them to me. I am the sappiest person. I'm the sappiest person around, I know. Please eviscerate me for it. But anyway, so maybe that's a good way. Maybe your lips, or your dimples, or your chin, or your cheeks remind you of your mom, or your dad, or your brother, or your sister, or your grandparents. And so try to see that. Go right now. Go look, or well, you might be trying to sleep, but next time you see a mirror, I want you to look into the mirror and say, what gifts have been passed down to me, that make me, that I really, really want to accentuate, and that I want to feel good about, that are part of my legacy, a part of my story. And if you do that, please tell me about it in the comments. Tell me about what makes you you, what makes you part of a legacy, and what makes you feel ultimately beautiful, because I sure think you are. I really do. And I will look forward to seeing you very, very, very soon. And until then, have a perfect night, a perfect day, sweet dreams, high hopes.